Hello, welcome back to BLENDERSUSHI Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at the creations of this like a rainbow kind of gradient. This is actually a 3D object. It's a Suzanne had voxelized using a remesh and then brought into sphere chalk, and then I'm coloring every single face. Remember that this is coloring the face, not the points, this is not like just texture being slapped over the objects. This is actually like really doing it on the face. So this is why it looks so crispy. And then yeah, this is actually quite simple to do. I will actually start the demo using a cylinder instead of a Suzanne. So file, save as. This is rainbow red. Save. Compositing on. So I'll start with the cylinder because it's easier to explain that way. So cylinder object, and we're gonna output the B mesh right away. The result's gonna be a real cylinder face. I'll add some diffusion, so you can see there's some diffusion being created. Perhaps I could also use like a wireframe viewer. And I think that's enough for our gradient. So the idea is to colorize the face, and that's actually pretty simple to do if you know already. The nodes is color vertex color new. So this guy can do like a painting for the vertices, face, or loop. Loop is an interesting one, but we're gonna focus on the vertices and faces. Actually, if you can do the loop, it's actually gonna give you unusual result. Vertices, let's start. So we actually just gonna switch to cycle render, and we have to do this manually, but that's okay. We're gonna plug this viewer B mesh into this guy. So we just need these three objects, and with these guys I'll create a material for it, and then for the material I'm going to switch to cycle material itself, and then in the attribute I will assign a color of SV because we are really painting it procedurally using vertex color, and the name of vertex color is SV. There you go, SV. Okay, so we are done with that. We simply now need to switch to material mode so we can see what's going on. Currently we have just this color. Maybe I'll try like a random color. Let's see if this is working right away. Random vector, plug into this guy and then colorize it. Now you can see it's already happening. This is the result of vertex color. Yeah, that's okay. You know, you get used to this kind of blurry with a weird vertex coloring. You can switch to face, however, and then you get this crispy looking face coloring, and this is currently just a random color, but really what you want is to have that kind of a rainbow gradient. So we can do that actually quite easily. You remember in the previous live noding, I sort of show it to you using the color in node, and this color actually, if I switch to HSV and just play with the hue, I can colorize this guy using the gradient color. Basically, this color needs to kind of go from 0 to 1 for all across the polygon face. How do we do that? Do we use like its index, for example? The index will not actually work. I'll show you why. If I use range integer, the count should be the number of vertices, its length, and stethoscope. So 300. We have 320 points. If we plug this into this guy, it starts from 0 and continue on with a step of 1 until the last number here, 320. If we plug that into the hue with a math, and this divided by, actually it's already starting doing something, this divided by the number of vertices, we could actually get some kind of rainbowish color. See, like this kind of stripes is kind of cool as well, like that. That's really cool. And then you can get it like diagonally or maybe horizontally. At some point when it reaches like 320, I think you get something that's more or less like a gradient. But remember, this is like this is based on the vertices, so it's not 100% on the face. Actually this one is on the face, but it's basing it on the vertices actually. So if you want to have like a smooth gradient, you can do it this way. So that's kind of all, right? You just keep adjusting it until the gradient looks correct. I think 320. I don't know, maybe it will never like get like a correct result. It can happen, but maybe we need to adjust this. We don't need the cap, maybe. I don't know. There's a way to do that, but I think I'm gonna focus on the face anyway. So instead of looking at the vertices, we want the center point of each face, and we're not gonna use this method. By the way, we're not gonna use this. What we're gonna use is the position of the face. Maybe it's clearer if I create a center polygon here. So based on the vertices on polygon here, now I want to look at the center of the face. You see all the points representing the face of the polygons. You can have the cap as well if you like. And based on this position, I just need to separate the vector. And now what we have is the XYZ based on that center position, and we can just use it for the hue. There you go. We can use the X. We can use the Y, and we can also use the Z. The Z is being like vertical, so that looks good. And then instead of the vertices, we need to switch to face. Now we are actually getting what we want. We just need to control the repeat of this gradient. So that's actually the whole story right there. It's actually really simple. You can adjust the saturations, maybe mix it a bit. Perhaps use like math modulo here, or sine. Sine actually, maybe sine does it as well, but I think modulo is the answer for that. So you can do like a repeat of this rainbow color. You probably need more resolutions on the cylinder. However, if we want it on Suzanne, we can also do that very easily. So what I need to do is just to create the monkey. This is the monkey head, and currently the material is getting the default. We want this material that works with the cycles and spectra, and all we need to do is just to load the object, get Suzanne, post modifier on, and we simply plug this into our B mesh. It's really that simple. Just plug this into that guy, and we get our Suzanne with some kind of gradient color. It's not seem to get there yet. We need to probably play with the modulo and until we get some kind of good result. Currently it is kind of doing it. It's looking pretty good as well here, like this. But the topology of the face actually matters as well. You have to remember that. So in our case, we might need to, let me think, vector modulo. Yeah, I think the best way to do it is just to use the remesh or something, but let's try making this to go in a different directions. No, I think I just gonna remesh this guy. This is the original Suzanne right here, and I'm gonna remesh and turn this into block. So we have like Lego kind of block. Then we increase the resolutions until we get Suzanne that we want, and based on that, okay, maybe 6. We just need to refresh, and we should get a result here. There you go, center poly modulo. Maybe there's something not quite right. That's actually because of the cylinder. Okay, I got it. I forgot to plug this into the right objects. Now we check properly, we should get our modulo and the rainbow color. If we actually switch if I get rid of this remesh back to original Suzanne, this guy should have the gradient color as well. There you go, it's kind of working. And I can maybe increase the resolution of Suzanne, subdivision up, and then refresh, and we get Suzanne with a nice rainbowy color. No matter what's the topology, it looks pretty good now. We can simplify it, and so we have this. Still, I think it's looking better with the remesh. So back to remesh, and then just update it. Remesh modifier blocks, and then update. So we have our Suzanne blocks with a rainbow color. If I just get rid of the grid, cool. Now we are getting to our final result. Remember that you can basically type in either the X, so we have like vertical stripes, or the Y. I think it's gonna do from the front to the back. This is really nice. It looks like a voxel kind of design, and you can also play with the modulo. It's really, really simple. To modulo 1. There's like unlimited possibilities here with the number. So basically, based on the position, point position of every face, we are generating color, and you can see how crisp everything is, and this is really, really nice. If you render it out with a freestyle, for example, like this option right here, you can have like the outline, and it's gonna looks really, really nice. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this live noding video. It's kind of simple. It's just the idea of being able to have these gradient kind of stripes and applying it properly into your 3D objects, resulting in this kind of voxel look. I guess in the next video we can further milk this idea and maybe do something slightly different, but this is pretty much the whole idea. So instead of using the index and then kind of coloring the face based on the list order, we really break apart everything and take the position of each face and then coloring the face that way, and we have these results. Really, really cool, and everything's procedural. You can always play around with the numbers, maybe mixing the numbers slightly, adding noise and etc. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any feedback, suggestion, question, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.